So one of the points that we're trying to make in presenting this program on PBS is the fact that we do have a window of opportunity to present programming that's unusual, just like Eckhart Tolle is unusual. He's a single man in front of a single camera, dressed not very significantly, talking, and we're just listening. He's about to come to terms with his core principle, the now. Let's talk about how we should listen to him.
Well, there's so many ways you can listen to him. One is, I think, though, just to be very relaxed, very open, very letting it come in, not trying to grab too hard on the ideas, because he'll repeat the ideas in a number of different ways. You don't have to take notes and say, oh, have to remember that, have to grab that.
I've taken a few notes. I'm in trouble now.
You don't have to. You can let it come into you, because he creates space around what he's saying.
Well, for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I am not formally trained in the world of meditation, but for me, if I just listen to what he says, whether I'm looking at him or not, it's a form of meditation, right?
Yes, it slows you down from your normal agitated, grasping thoughts. Oh, what do I have to do next? Oh, to being in the now. So the experience of listening actually replicates or embodies what he's talking about. He's so compelling that you are in the now as you listen.
Okay, well, let's put ourselves in the now and listen.
And listen.
The ego, of course, looks for liberation from its unsatisfactory state. The ego knows it knows something is missing, but it always looks in the wrong place. As we already said, it looks there but never here. So it never goes deep into life, into what is. It ignores the simple reality of the present moment and looks towards the next moment for satisfaction, for that which I can add that will make me complete. Hence its obsession with future, with the next moment. And hence everybody lives that way, almost everybody, as if the next moment were more important than this moment. And isn't that strange? It's a form of mental illness, because the next moment doesn't even exist, except as a thought in your head. That's the only absolute reality that future has, is it exists as a thought in your head. And it is fine, as for practical purposes, it's a helpful thought that there is such a thing as future, because it enables you to make an appointment. So it's helpful. We got here because of future, because of this thought that there is such a thing as future. But there isn't, because nobody has ever seen it or touched it or experienced it. And since nobody has ever seen, touched or experienced it, we can assume that it doesn't exist. And obviously it doesn't, because when the future comes, it's the now. The next moment comes that you wanted to get to, and finally you get there, and it turns out, oh, it's the now again. And the ego runs away from it, not realizing that what it has been looking for is hiding here. No matter what form this now takes, it is hiding where the conditioned mind, which is the ego, has never really looked. It always made the now, at best, into a means to an end. Okay, this now, I need this now because it enables me to get to that more important moment, which is the future. Okay, a stepping stone, best of times. Or the ego had reduced the now to an obstacle. And for some people, that is their normal existence. Every day long, Every day long, whatever comes into the now, they look at it as an obstacle. Get out of the way, I want to get there. Every person that comes in, no, I want something else. The ego always wants not this, it wants to use this to get there. It wants to use every person that comes into now to get there. So every person the ego meets, okay, are you going to enable me to get to the next more important moment? How can I use you to get where I want to get to? The now is made into an obstacle. Or for people who are very strongly identified with the egoic mind, they make the now into an enemy. Continuously complaining, it's never enough. They shouldn't, why don't they? This is never, they can go into the most wonderful place and after 5 minutes they found the one thing that's not working as it should. And they're complaining, yeah, they should do something about it. If not, I'm going to do something about it. And if they're not complaining verbally, they're complaining in their heads. They're complaining about situations, about other people, about what's happening, or complaining that something that should be happening is not happening. This sounds insane, because it is insane. But it is not nothing personal. It is not recognized as insanity because it is fairly normal. And if it's normal, then it's not recognized as an illness. So that is the dysfunctional state of consciousness that is condemned to perpetual discontent.